Ta-da! And welcome to Joseph's Model Railway and Toy Room, in a video where we're going to look at the inclines, the ups and downs of the model railway. We need to get down to that fiddle yard, so today's video is all about making sure that we've got the right gradient to travel down there, and we get to see a train checking it out in action. We'll also see the framework I've created for creating the return loop track that's going to be raised and traveling behind the rest of the layout. So come and join me and let's have a look what we get up to today. So here is where we bring our riser to connect to the ramp that we had on that loop. So what I've just done, I've left that piece of cork just flapping because this actually separates nicely. So by the time the track sits down, that's all gonna, and obviously this part's all glued down, that's glued down, the track comes down and sits, we're going to be fine. I think I might even leave a section where this will be deliberately opened so we can separate it. I suppose the important thing about that is we can build a mechanism, but the whole idea is this section can actually slide out, and there you go. In fact, if we just quickly roll this over onto its side, you can see that there's nothing fancy at all going on. We've just taken a couple pieces of dressed pine and a little bit of the ply, and it's just been screwed together. I was thinking in other sections, which I don't know where the exact measurements are until we start laying the track, I can even just cut some sections out so we can access underneath for storage or for other reasons as well. So it's not because this is a fair bit of wasted space that perhaps we can use for other purposes, albeit we will need to drill through every now and then to come down and bring the track feeder power through. But again, it's all just scrap timber that I had. I've got more than enough that we need. I jumped onto the table saw and just cut the plywood sheet down into these manageable lengths and just put it together with some screws, and really that's it. And that's just what I've got enough. They're all ready to go. It takes less than 5 minutes to put them together, and we've got all the rest done for the rest of the layout. As you can see, obviously we needed to cut out this section of the board just so we could allow the train to pass in underneath. Of course, that cut just does seem a little bit wide. I don't think that's a bad thing. As any good model railwayer will know, we can make that disappear with some scenery in a matter of seconds. So for this demonstration, clearly we're going to need to get a loco out. So we'll come down to locomotive drawer, and I think it's only fitting that we'll be using a Class 37 since it's pretty much my favourite of the British Rail locos that we see. Now, if we just open this one up. Oh, what's this? That's a rather new box. It shouldn't look like that. No, look, you're 100% right. This, and what gives it away instantly is the grey on the bottom. Now, where is the original shell? Well, let's have a look. Again, I'm really not big into weathering and all the rest. I just like to see what I saw in that 1979 catalogue. So, of course, I've managed to find some on the cheap that aren't in great condition. And while the head shells don't exactly fit, and we'll talk about in another video, you'll see where it's a pretty homemade little bodgy to put it on. But I'm very happy with it and it works well for me. So before we even can do a test of the test, I need to test that a loco that's been in storage for nearly 10 years is still operational. So we're just giving it a slow run down now to make sure it's just temporary. I've just slapped the track down at the moment. There's nothing major here. We'll just see if we can get it to haul 4 coaches up. So as you can see, the track is only temporarily clipped together. It's certainly not attached or pinned down or anything like that. And obviously this particular section of curve is a little bit, that's going from a 4th to a 1st, so that's a little bit sharp. We're going to smooth that out with a bit of flex track, but as you can see, it's making the clearance. You can see those buffers are quite close, but again, the track will be in a little more. And we just clear the top there, and it's going to make its way down. And as it's making its way down, we can now spend a moment here to appreciate the truly horrible temporary way I've had to connect the track to the controller. I thought I had alligator clips down here, but I realized they're in the shed on another project, so pretty bad. Let us carry on and see where we are under the board. Fine. Here he is coming down again. We've temporarily just moved the upper level. Again, you'll see I had to cut these little notches out here just so he can swing under and make his way down. Now that's moving pretty well. He's not sort of gaining any unrealistic speed. Now it looks like we know what we're doing. Let's see if we can get him going again. I can't reach the controller and... oh, wouldn't you know it. Right, well you couldn't have scripted that one better if you tried. That's probably why I'm not allowed to operate the real thing. I have to stick with the models. I think we've changed directions. We did not? Good Lord, that's terrible. Now we're in the right direction. Ooh. And away we go. Now we're pulling up. I've got 4 coaches on that. These are the old original coaches from the 70s. I'm not going to lie to you. She's doing just fine with that. So since the track's not exactly in place, it might not be the smoothest sailing, but at least we're on the right path and we can fine tune a little bit as we go. Remembering we don't have enough power feeds into the track at the moment. And here's this bit of land that's temporarily being held up. And there's the alligator clips I could be using. But we do get our clearance that we're looking for. We're getting our locomotive swinging by nicely. So all in all, we'll carry on. And as I said, everything from this point isn't important going down to the fiddle yard. Well, that now concludes this video. I hope you've enjoyed the opportunity to at least see a train in some motion today. Unfortunately, we do need to stop there. I've run out of cork. I'm waiting on a delivery for more cork to arrive so we can finish up and keep going. So what you see is all the cork I have left at the moment. I'm also waiting on that copy deck so we can get the track fixed down onto the roadbed there. As always, you don't need to subscribe or follow or do any of that stuff. I just put these videos out when and where I can. Hope you've enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Toodles.